It is once again kind of noisy out here today, but once again we'll continue the cleaning of the cicadas out. Cleaning of the trooper. I'm going to start off by something I should have done the other day, but actually vacuuming out. But post car wash, I parked it more forward there because the old oak tree just gets full of birds and it was covered in bird crap. So just looking at the cleaned up fairly nice. I know a bunch of people are gonna yell at me for taking through a car wash there, but honestly, this thing is a 30-year-old beat up SUV. It's not like the paint is perfect anyways. It needs body work. Just needed to get the crud off of it. But wheels, a little bit of grease down there, but wheels actually cleaned up fairly nice. I do need to find a bumper cover. She cleaned up fairly nice. Fortunately, the bottom trim is just all faded and stuff, so that's gonna be fun. So anyways, let's get into start vacuuming her out. Now in the trunk area, obviously there has been a rodent back here at some point, so I'm gonna have to definitely, when I get a chance, get this thing properly cleaned. I'll take it in and get it like I mentioned the other day there, just take it in and get it shampooed. And but anyways, I broke off this tie down strap. I just pulled on it just a little bit, so I'm kind of afraid to pull on the other ones. So I'm gonna have to probably pull all of them out and replace the bolts. Water has been getting back here. That's what, see, the carpet's all stained and there's rust coming through. So let's vacuum. Well, let's begin the vacuuming. Now I got this little mini battery powered DeWalt shop vac. It's just something I've had around the house in the shop. Kind of handy little vacuum cleaner there that I use to mainly clean out my car. So this is just a handy little deal. I don't got the good battery on it there because I used the good battery the other day on my weed eater, because yeah, I got just a crap ton of DeWalt battery powered tools. But preferably I'll be using the 60-volt battery on this thing there, but see how far I can get on this one. Moving on, back seat, very nasty. Mysterious white crumpled powder in the seat. So yeah, much needed vacuum in. Random loose change I don't exactly trust to pick up, and some really nasty gardening gloves. So let's move on. Now the passenger driver seat area, of course, has the worst carpet, other than the very back, because it's of course missing the gray floor mat, because of course it is. So another set screw, but that's becoming more and more disconcerting. But yeah, time to vacuum up here. and I'll move on to the pasture side. So I'm done vacuuming. Finally get the bag, which was, I went to a local Ace Hardware and got some stuff, some Goo Gone for the crud there on the dash, and then where someone tried taping the back of the rear seat, and some shop towels. Oh, and some Rain-X, so it actually, and some glass cleaner so I can actually properly clean the windows. So let's dig into the front here. I also got some Armor All glass wipes, so I'm going to use those like to try to clean around the gauge cluster and all that, try not to stain this black plastic. The black plastic was also kind of stained on the passenger side, if you probably saw in the other video. So it's probably already on its way. The plastic's already kind of brittle and all that, so I'm gonna try to use some not as aggressive stuff to wipe down the hard black plastic, and then try to take care of some of this the dash and all that. So the only gauge that works in here is the speedometer, and just a cute observation is that my tack is kind of loose in the housing here. So eventually on a later Trooper vlog, I'm going to take this off and see what the connection issue is between here, not only here, but my other three gauges, my oil pressure, fuel gauge, and temperature gauge. But just the observation that it's loose inside of here, and the fact that all four of those gauges are out, including my my dummy lights, especially considering the fact that this thing has a straight pipe, tells me that this thing has recently been disassembled and unhooked. So that's just kind of something for me to inspect at a later date. Also, look at my dainty little, not only windshield wiper, but my my turn signal stock there. It's a little dainty little thing, so let's give her a nice wiping. Look at that. Get all that years of grime off of it. Now, one of the nastier things about this vehicle is up and around the sun visors. It's just what appears to be mold growing. So I'm going to hit that with the heavy stuff and try to kill it. So it's actually taking the stuff off. So that's a good sign. I'm going to hit it again and then flip it open and then hit it. So hopefully that cleans right up. Probably got to hit it one more time. But for most part, cleaning up. For those of you in the West Coast there, or specifically California, or just the desert, this is something you guys don't really have to deal with. So I'm going to continue, and fortunately my no, you know what I'm talking about. That's actually the same kind of plastic material, so it's actually I'm gonna be able to spray it down and just wipe the whole thing down. So good on me, and I'm gonna continue wiping all the nastiness off of that. Now moving over to, I got a little bit more to do, but for the most part a lot better than what it was. That was just absolute nasty. So I am gonna go take care of this side right here, knock that out real quick. Now, the Troopers didn't come with vanity mirrors, so this has some aftermarket little slip-on deal. I don't know if I want to keep it, so I'll leave it up to a vote in the comments there. But yeah, I kind of just getting everything close to stock, and that thing just kind of sits there and collects filth. So I'm just kind of, oh my god, That was stuck on there. Oh God. Oh, it was actually glued on. So I'm gonna set this in the back and think about that later, and then just clean all this gum. Now I am happy for now. Still not fully detailed, but I don't feel like I'm gonna die just by looking at it at the moment. So I'm gonna call it quits for there. Now I'm gonna move on to cleaning all the windows with the glass cleaner, or the Rain-X glass cleaner there. It's automotive safe, it's window tint safe. As you can see, somewhere this does have some window tinting in the back. I don't know if you can tell, but it has kind of dyed purple, which is what happens if you take normal like Windex with ammonia in it, and it just reacts with the window tint, and that's how you get old cars with purple window tint. That's not a on purpose thing, that's just someone cleaning it improperly. So the Rain-X I got, window cleaner I got, is window tint safe, and it's ammonia free, so it will not further stain or react to the window tint. I'm probably gonna, I don't know, I'm probably not gonna, at some point I probably ought to get it re-tinted, because it's, you can see it's all scratched and all that crap. It's all scuffed up, so at some point it will have to get replaced, but that's not in an immediate thought, as I got bigger things to figure out, like my gauges and the massive exhaust leak. So yeah, that is a project for, that will be a project for a later date. And then for the rest of the cleaning or the detail in there, I am going to take it somewhere to get it shampooed, so they can shampoo it and have them do the rest of it. This is just making me feel better that this thing, obviously it sat for a while and someone smoked in it when they were driving it, so it's just all nasty. So I just wanted to get all the crud on it, the real nasty crap out, before I started actually working on this thing. So I'm gonna move on to clean the windows up, make it look a little, try to make it look a little nicer, and probably call it a day. Probably move on to either figuring out some dash wiring, or trying to diagnose where the straight pipe header sound is coming from. Well, I've hit a snag. As you can see, the window tint is bubbling up as I'm trying to wipe it. So this will probably turn into me yeah, I'm probably just gonna peel this, because it is, I don't know. What'd I get for trying to clean? But yeah, it is not reacting well. Actually, on further inspection, the rear window's doing that too, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, and I haven't even cleaned the inside of it yet, so that's just the old window tint actually peeling up. So that is something I'm definitely just gonna have to address at a later date. So I am fairly happy with my progress so far. Got it vacuumed out. A lot of the front area wiped down, windows wiped out. Now the next big thing is just addressing couple little major things I gotta address real quick. First of all is that my right rear blinker and left front are out, so that's just gotta be an easy job. Just pop the lens out, replace the bulb, put it back in. Well, at least on the right rear. Left front, as you can see, I don't just have a bulb issue. Right here is held together with 2 sheet metal screws, I presume to keep the whole lens from falling out or shaking. Now over here, the actual the housing is actually full of water and has been rusted. So that is a major issue that's going to have to get addressed. I got blinkers, so I can fix that for now. But also that means I am going to need a grill piece, because as you can see, it is broken right there. It's probably hit something at one point. So that's why this is all kind of messed up. Oh, accidentally hit that. So that's one project. Go underneath the hood. Another project, of course, is the aforementioned gauges. Nothing works other than the speedometer and the the mileage. So I'm gonna have to go in behind and see what the wiring looks like and what's going on. Because especially where this has a blown out exhaust header, I presume. I haven't gotten this on the lift, so I can't be too sure. But I've read that these things do have sort of an issue with exhaust gaskets. So that'd be something. That's one project, or project number 2. Project number 3 is probably going to come up soon, because I got them coming up. As you can see, my power steering belt is upside down, backwards, and I don't know if, can't really tell. I think it's on the bottom there, but it is actually frayed and tearing. So that is something I'm gonna get addressed real quick. I have a alternator belt. The alternator belt itself is just old. It needs replacing. So once the power steering belt comes in, I am gonna change both. And of course, at one point someone had removed the AC compressor, so that's why there isn't a third belt. So two issues right there off the bat. Now, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, also another thing is that I got a whine going on in my left rear. I don't know if it's driveline or it's brake. Now these do have brake discs, which I did not know, but so I'll get this on a lift, take off the rear tires, and see what I got. If it's going to be a wheel bearing, I'm thinking possibly universal joint. So that'll be project number 4. So yeah, those are probably the 4 major issues that I got to address, and hopefully you will see in the next couple of months. Just some other thoughts. I am going to take it in, get it detailed. The trim, this I'm probably going to have to find factory replacement. I think it's been replaced at one point, because it just doesn't match up at all. So at some point, so I'm probably going to peel this off at some point and put nice clear black in here. Now another thing that's eventually going to have to get addressed is my rocker panels. As you can see, she's kind of chunky. So just kind of, those are kind of the future, what the future lies for this thing. But anyways, she's been running good. I am going to give it a fluid tune-up in the near future. Mainly an oil change and an air filter. At some point it has recently had plugs and wires and O2 sensors, so I got that going for me, but it does have a slight oil leak, so I'm gonna have to, once I get it up on the lift, just kind of pinpoint exactly where it is. I think it might be remain sealed, but I was just looking. The oil filter itself, oh, you can't probably tell from here. There we go. The oil filter itself is actually really, really covered. Actually, that looks like possibly mud there. But pretty much, I gotta top it off the oil every once in a while. So just, that's the future of the Trooper. You will see much more of this truck. And a little bit more of the Diplomat. The Diplomat's out back. I got stuff coming up for the Diplomat there. Don't worry, folks. You will see the Diplomat back on the channel soon. But anyways, that is what I got going on with the Trooper. That's going to be a two-hand project because that thing is so flimsy. But anyways, hope you enjoyed another Trooper vlog. Pretty much what I'm going to take care of right now for cleaning. It will get taken in and detailed by a professional. Get this thing looking back to get this thing all nice and pretty looking again. So anyways, thank you once again for watching for another episode of Wookie Drives. New Wookie Drives on Sunday. Or another Trooper vlog. The Wookie Drives will come on Sunday. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching.